We want to get going. We want to be gone.
It's not like last
What
year.
time is it? It's like 6:12 or 6:13.
Okay.
All right.
I'll stand on your right.
Okay. Claire, can you say, can everyone find their seats? No. Yes, please. Say
What
it.
do you want me to do?
Say it. Can everyone find their seats? Go ahead.
Can everyone please find their seat? We're about to get started. Can everyone please find their seat? We're about to get started. You want to go?
Hello, and welcome to Carmel Catholic High School for our third annual Business Incubator Night. Before we start the night, like all things at Carmel, we'll start with prayer. If you would join me, in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Dear Lord, we thank you for the opportunity that you've given each and every one of these students here tonight. We ask you to give them the strength and courage to present, and we ask you that you allow them to benefit greatly from such a unique experience. Our Lady of Mount Carmel, pray for us. So once again, hello. My name is Sydney Johnson.
I'm Claire Compere.
And I'm Carolyn Bird.
And we'll be your MCs tonight. We have an amazing evening in store for you all. There will be a total of 7 groups pitching tonight, but only 3 of them will be competing for the prize money. Before we jump in our first group, we would like to thank you all for showing up to support this program tonight and see all the hard work that every single one of these students has put into their startup over this past year. We would especially like to show our appreciation to the judges, mentors, coaches, and of course, our teacher, Ms. Slingren, because without them tonight would not be possible. Now, without further ado, our committee chair, Ms. Slingren.
Good evening. I am Shelley Lindgren, the Department Chair of Business and Technology. I hope you will enjoy the student presentations and gain a brief insight into the Business Incubator program. The students have worked hard on their ideas and have come a long way since the beginning of the school year. I'd like to thank Mr. Huther and Dr. Bonham for their support in innovative programs such as Incubator. And I would especially like to thank the coaches and mentors for all their help and expertise, and a special thank you to the Sharks of the Night for giving us their time this evening. There are cards on the table for future volunteers who would like to be part of the program. And finally, I would like to thank you all for coming and sharing the evening with us. Now I'll hand you over to Mr. Huther, who will also say a few words.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our third annual Business Incubator Shark Tank program. As I mentioned in the introduction to the program, I think we can all picture what a typical old school classroom is like. 25 to 30 students seated, passively receiving information from an active teacher, knowing that they're going to memorize this information and give it right back to that teacher on some kind of a test or a quiz. Although our classrooms don't look like that here, right, students? Say yes. They don't. They don't. The problem with this model is that it doesn't mimic the real world. I can't think of a single profession where that's what we do, sit and receive information only to regurgitate it back up. Especially in the business world, the technology world, the startup world, this is not a model that will work for us. So at Carmel, we're looking to flip this model around, and this Business Incubator course does just that. It's really a perfect example of what education should look like if we're really preparing leaders for the 21st century. It wasn't too long ago that a number of companies were asked, what is it that you need in future leaders? So Fortune 500 companies all across the board, what is it that you need in future leaders? And 3 words kept popping up. They call it the 3 C's: critical thinking, collaboration, and communication. So they need leaders who can think critically, who can collaborate with others, and who can communicate effectively. Passive education does not promote these skills. Our Business Incubator course does. And it highlights these skills in a way, really, that no other model of education can do. And I would argue that there's other skills honed through a year-long study, such as the one these students engage in. Creativity being one of them. To take an idea, to think up an idea, to shape it, to work with it, To take it through a business development program, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of creativity. They are collaborating with their peers. They're thinking creatively and critically, and tonight they're going to hopefully communicate clearly their ideas to you all. So I am so thankful to have a course like this at Carmel Catholic. We have other models where we're trying to incorporate a similar way of flipping this classroom upside down, but I think that this incubator model really serves as inspiration when we're looking to do so in other areas. So more than anything, I want to thank our students who have gone through this. 8-9 months worth of your work is going to be on display tonight. Know that we're very proud of you. I also want to thank Mrs. Lindgren, who isn't that active teacher. Where are you at? She's not that active teacher, just giving students information to memorize and regurgitate back up on a test. She's fostering their creativity. She's challenging them. She's encouraging them over hurdles. And I want to thank you all for being here as well, especially our coaches, our mentors who help our young men and women through this business incubator course and through this process. To any sharks that we have out here this evening, thank you for being here. And potential either investors or potential volunteers in this course, I want to thank you for being here this evening. It's a testament to this model. It works, it's effective, and it will produce leaders in all kinds of worlds beyond ours at Carmel. So thank you to our students. Good luck this evening.
Our first group is School Pool. School Pool is a company aiming to eliminate the problem of having to make children wait for their parents, sometimes for hours after school gets out. Their company is the smallest in this year's incubator class. It was created by 2 juniors, and they have done a lot of work to prepare for tonight. Now please welcome School Pool.
Hello everyone, my name is Casey Roman. And I'm Brendan Collins. And we are the creators of School Pool. We know that a lot of parents make a lot of sacrifices to be able to send their kids to Carmel. Whether it's going into work early, staying in work late, whatever it may be, we know that you have made some sort of sacrifice to be here today. We also know that your time is extremely valuable. And that is exactly the reason why we created School Pool. We created School Pool for those times when your son's baseball practice gets canceled due to the weather, or when your daughter calls you and she has to retake that chemistry quiz after school, or when you get that call from your boss and have to stay late from work for that meeting. During these unfortunate scenarios, there's no ideal solution. There's no ideal situation, and that is why we have made the ideal solution.
This ideal solution is School Pool. School Pool is a student ride system that works similarly to Uber, except instead of some random adult picking up your kid, it'll be someone from the high school that they go to. And in this way, we are also able to offer this service to parents at a very low price. And this here is our business model canvas, which we'll be highlighting for the rest of the presentation. Now, School Pool has 3 customer segments. The first segment is parents, especially busy parents, because these parents can't be present when they need to drive their kids to school every day. But not just busy parents, also all parents who are dealing with the burden of driving their kids to school, to and from school every single day. Now, our second one will be upperclassmen, because upperclassmen will be the people providing the service to the parents. And in the process, they'll be making a little bit of money. And also, underclassmen. Underclassmen will be the ones sitting in the cars with the upperclassmen students. And they'll also have a chance to make a friend, which is what School Pool provides, and Casey will talk about more.
So while creating School Pool, we focused on making it beneficial for all 3 of our customer segments. The first is the parents. The second is the upperclassmen, who will be the drivers. And the third is the underclassmen, who will be the ones in need of rides. Through some research, we found that parents value Safety through communication above all else. Also, and that is why we implemented a text message notification system in our app so that parents can have the safe and secure feeling inside. Basically, the text message notification works a little bit like this. When your child gets into the car, you receive a text message telling you that your child is safely in the car and is ready for their ride. The upperclassmen. School pool is an easy way for the upperclassmen to make a couple dollars, but we don't want them to be only motivated by the financial gain, but also by the desire to help other families with their transportational needs. And finally, the underclassmen. Transitioning from a middle school classroom to a high school environment can be very tough for some, and that is why at School Pool we have planned to make that transition a lot smoother. With setting up an upperclassman with an underclassman can make that transition a lot more comfortable and can make it a lot more smooth.
Cost and revenue. So School Pool's startup costs are pretty basic. They will basically be the production of the app and purchasing the School Pool website domain. Also, cost of goods sold and SG&A. These costs will include insurance, as well as maintenance to our app and our website, and advertising. For the insurance is important because if a crash happens with one of our student drivers, School Pool may be held accountable and will need insurance in this kind of situation. As for revenue, School Pool has two main sources of revenue: advertising and taking 20% of the makings of our drivers. This will be our main source of revenue. Then our other source of revenue is advertising, which we will do through our website and our app with banners like this.
This is our very informational website. This is the best way that we stay in contact with our customers. There are two features that I'd like to point out on our website. The first is a live bot, and this is for any immediate questions or concerns that the customer may have that we could answer. And the second is a get in touch page, or otherwise known as a contact page. This has boxes for a name, an email, and an address. This will help the students set up rides with the parents via email.
Thank you for listening to our presentation. Do you guys have any questions?
All right.
Thank you.
Do I go? To keep hand over it? Great job, School Pool. Presenting next is Carmel Cafe. Carmel Cafe is a company designed specifically for Carmel students. The idea was originally started by a senior last year. Carmel Cafe was the winning concept, and thanks to the amazing pitch and two brave sophomores who have taken over the company this year, Carmel Cafe is becoming a reality. They are helping solve the problem of people being late to school because of early morning coffee runs. Now please welcome to the stage, Carmel Cafe.
Sorry for the hold up, everyone. We just need to set up a little bit for our start. Yeah.
Now,
In these past few weeks, Sophia and I have been thinking a lot about this panel. Would you like to know why? Because you have the power to change not only our lives, but the lives of countless Carmel students through this incubator program. Now, I would like to address not only the panel, but the whole audience. Do you worry about your child's education? Can you name one reason in your head why you worry? Okay, now you, okay. So, after this, think of one important reason why education is the most important thing your child can have. Okay. Now, going back to our first question, do you think having options on schooling for your child would increase their chances of success in the future? We, as the Carmel Cafe, hope to give your students the option on their schooling. We will be donating all of our profits to Student Financial Aid in hopes that they can have the chance on picking the school that best fits their educational and academic path.
Hi, I'm Sophia Jekchaz.
Hi, I'm Mia Kemasosa, and we are the Carmel Cafe. This is our agenda for the night. Now, let's get into our logo. Our logo mimics the Carmel Catholic logo through color. Navy for the Blessed Virgin Mary Sisters, as well as brown and gold for the Carmelites. We hope this logo can be easily integrated into student life, as well as stand out to the students and seem different and new. The Carmel values, we all know them and we all love them. So this is something that we hope to embody every single day in the Carmel Cafe. From day one, we knew it would be something that would set us apart. Our two most important ones, community and leadership. Community is something we want to have every single day in the Carmel community, in the Carmel Cafe as well. When we walk in the mornings, we want to see people having fun, enjoying themselves, feeling like a true community. Leadership. Leadership is something Sophia and I hope to exude and exemplify every single day we walk into that business class. It's something we hope that every single student in here has the chance and opportunity to do.
So, you may be asking yourself, what truly makes the Carmel Cafe unique? We, the Carmel Cafe, are a non-for-profit, student-run, fair trade coffee cafe whose goal is to give their profits back to student foundations and scholarships so that students will have the opportunity to choose what schooling path they desire the most. Currently, our customers are the students and faculty here at Carmel Catholic. In the future, we are debating whether we are going to branch out to parents, whether this be through a drive-through or a mobile app. This idea, like the ladies had mentioned before, is not initially ours. It was passed down to us by Senior Anthony Passarelli. Wave, Anthony. Anthony's in the back. Woo! Thank you, Anthony. And so originally the problem, or his own problem, was students would be running late to school and class because they would have their morning coffee runs. And his solution was to provide a coffee shop that was close, reliable, and tasty. While this problem still does exist with us, there's another aspect that we will incorporate, the financial aspect. Every year, the need for financial aid grows, and there is a more need. Our solution is that we will not only provide the coffee, but also help with the student foundations and scholarships. Our competition is all of the coffee stores in the area, being Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, Hansa, Pete's, you name it. Even something as simple as a Keurig machine in the students' lounge is also our competitor.
The Carmel Cafe's social media. Social media is the easiest way to self-advertise to the already tech-savvy community. One Instagram post can reach hundreds of students. But that's not the only thing we want to use to self-advertise ourselves. Word of mouth. Word of mouth will help spread the news and the word about the Carmel Cafe. One student can go up to their group of friends, say, hey, let's drop by the Carmel Cafe today. And that can bring in more customers and more customers, exponentially growing our company.
Based off of student surveys, we have estimated that we're going to sell roughly 150 cups of coffee a day. Our goal is to sell these coffee at the same size medium cup, 16-ounce cups for $3 every cup. Our goal is to sell roughly 28,000 cups of coffee throughout our first year, and with profits, or with all of our costs included, our profit's going to be about $72,000. As you see, our increase rate, we have calculated this by adding about 25 cups of coffee per day per year, meaning the first day we start out with 150 cups of coffee per day. The second year would increase to 175 cups of coffee per day. Third year, 200, and the numbers should continue to increase like that. Investors, we are asking you for $6,000 right now. This money would go into our machinery and possible future renovations of our coffee site. If each one of you were to donate $1,000, you guys would not be receiving a share in our company since we are a non-for-profit. However, we have already put into our costs and our profit that we would pay back the $1,000 within the first year.
Now, you might be wondering what that money is going to. It's of course going to the machinery, but this is what we want your money to go to and what we want the cafe to look like. We want this space to be an area where students can feel truly like it's their own. We want a Scrabble board, which you could see right there, which would be right in that area on that blank wall. We want that to have words of encouragement, to have words of coffee, to have words that are fun. We also have a deco chalkboard, which would be right next to the opening, where students can draw, where students can write their names, where students can have their creativity to make it their own. We want this to be the future of the Carmel Cafe. And I know I just said that we want that to be the future, but that's not the most important part. I get that all that pizzazz and that attractiveness is really fun, but the most important part is right here. I know we took a very, very long time to set up, but there's a reason for that. We want this to be the future for the Carmel Cafe. We want students studying, we want students talking, we want students collaborating and working together on group projects. The most important part is the community. This is what we want our future to look like. Thank you. Now, me and Sophia will be passing out samples as well as little packets, yeah, for you guys. Thank you. So, oh, whoa.
So we have, those are medium roast, and then these are cappuccinos.
Do you mind if I switch off? Thank you. You guys have those. Whoa. Yeah, I think I need to get better at serving coffee. And you guys have try? I missed the survey. Do you want to add another survey? Yeah. We'll hopefully be able to do art designs. Okay. Wait, Sophia, I need help. Thank you guys so much. Wait, also we are. Yes.
Yeah.
So, microphones. Yeah.
Look at that cappuccino. We have one.
We have ours.
Yes, ladies, we have one.
Okay.
Is this one on?
Yeah. So now we will be taking
I enjoyed your presentation. Great job.
Thank you.
My question is, besides coffee, what else can you sell at the Carmel Cafe and why?
So right now, as we start out, we are mainly going to focus on coffee and espresso-based drinks. But in the future, we are planning to sell possibly teas, smoothies, anything that a typical cafe would sell.
Great. I thought this was terrific, by the way, and it's a very buildable idea. The startup feasibility is really good, so congratulations. My question has to do with product. This tasted very good to me, but you'll have to attract customers for trial. Do you have some plans in terms of how to, incentivize or attract customers that first time they taste your coffee and then to get repurchase?
As a company, we are trying to open up pop-up shops. We actually do have a little cart and tray for our pop-up shops, which we hopefully are trying to get out soon, where we can have the students come in one day and actually physically try the coffee and see which one they like the best, what kind of coffee they like the best. That's how we're first going to start spreading the word. We initially wanted to open up this year. However, that was not possible, so we're starting to just build up the word about the Carmel Cafe. And soon enough, once we launch in August, hopefully, we will try and get as much promotion and as much advertisement as we can.
Does that mean no more questions? I have a quick one. Have you guys thought about your staffing model and how you will be able to actually serve 150 cups of coffee a day with school schedules and that kind of thing?
Yes. So with the workers, we do have students who come here every single day, very early and just in general stay late. So with this, a lot of students need about 100 hours of service, like until senior year. And then if you join Honor Society, that adds more hours to what you need. So we're hoping that if we can get that, we can get more students to work it through service hours.
All right, great job. I sat on the panel last year, so I'm very familiar with the upstart costs associated with it. So I'm glad to see that it takes a next evolution. As an entrepreneur, you have to understand time is not on your side. So as you can tell, this is a 12 to 18, maybe 24-month process for this to come to life. So you have to financially prepare for that and more importantly, emotionally prepare for it, because it can be a drain. A couple of things I just wanted to point out that I think would be pretty cool add-ons. I'm more in the marketing advertising side, so I want the cool factor. First of all, if you think you guys are rushed and you're running late for school and you guys need your coffee because you're stopping, trust me, your parents are just as frazzled as you are. So having that mobile app that allows them to pick up theirs at the same time they're dropping you off would be ideal. I mean, DoorDash, Grubhub, things of those nature are successful for a reason. They're providing the ability to bring a product right to the consumer and not making the consumer come to the product. Also, make sure you clearly understand the rules and laws behind non-for-profit. It is very important that you capture every single cost so that you actually, when you do declare a profit, it's financially stable and doesn't put you in a situation where you're not financially stable. And then lastly, one of my customers is Dunkin' Donuts, and they've got this really cool thing that you guys could beat them to the punch because they haven't gotten out there yet. But there's a machine or device out there now that allows you to print a message on there on top of the latte that says, "Happy birthday, Dr. Bonham," or will you go with me to prom? You know, fun things like that. So make it as fun as you can. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, one of the questions I have for you is, can you explain the partnership you're going to have with Quest or whoever else it is? Because obviously the numbers you show on your slide show a huge profit margin. So it'd be nice to understand how that works.
So I didn't really go into our surveys. We conducted multiple surveys throughout the year, each with over 800 responses from a student body of 1,200. 95% were very positive and that's where we got our total for our estimated number of cups of coffee we will sell per day. And through Quest, well, it's not partnering with Quest. We're with a different body, a different coffee provider, who will sell us beans at a reduced price that is fair trade, and you want to help?
Ethically
Need a little
sourced,
help on this
stuff
one.
like that, where it really goes back into the morals of the community, where we want to be buying coffee beans that are good for the community and good for the whole world. So it just goes beyond Carmel and into other areas that need more help.
So we will not be signing a legal agreement with Quest. When we get down to selling beans, right now we are on our own. There is no need to sign a legal agreement with Quest, since we will not be buying beans through Quest. We're going to be buying beans through a different company, and the roasters, who are over Mr. McTaggart. Hey, Mr. McTaggart. He is helping us with finding coffee companies in the area, or also distributors in Columbia, who will be giving us beans. So there is no need to partner with Quest. No need to partner and legally sign with Quest.
Yeah, so how are you getting, is the $6,000 you're looking for, does that go towards the equipment that you need to
Yes.
buy that previously you were thinking was going to be donated by Quest?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, you guys, great idea. Again, I was here last year when Anthony presented this, and I thought it was a fantastic idea last year. I think you guys got to really emphasize that education piece, because, you know, we heard as we started out tonight that the 3 critical C's, 2 of those were, you know, collaboration and communication, and this creates a vehicle by which 2 of those occur. And so I think there's a great opportunity for you guys. You know, the mother of all invention is creating collisions between disparate people to come up with new ideas, and so this is creating an entry point for you guys to be able to do just that. I guess my question I have is the labor model. For me, you know, again, you're going to use service hours, and you need a commitment from students to show up on time to meet that obligation. You know, have you thought through how you're going to truly motivate people to meeting that obligation?
When discussing roles for leadership, Mia and I have a specific process. While this is not concrete, we plan to have student interviews. So we want to incorporate the Carmel Cafe into an honors society, that being either National Business Honor Society or your National Honor Society in general. And through this, we are going to go through lists of recs. So you must have taken a business class, you must have X GPA, and you must be, you know, you should have teacher recommendations, so we know that you are reliable. And in this, we are going to have different shifts. It's not just going to be Mia and I, or a group of 4 people working this. Our goal is to get a bigger group so that it's not Mia and I with the workload. And we also plan with this for it to carry on with the legacy, to conduct the same, I can't think of the word, to conduct the same interviews that will be needed to show that people are reliable.
Going along with what Sophia said as well, right now we are building up our own group. So since Sophia and I started in this class, we've known that it's going to be really hard for just the 2 of us to keep this idea going. We're going to need more people to join in and have the same morale as us. So we're trying to get a group of people and a group of friends who will be willing to have the same passion as us. And along with that, what she said with the interviews, we want the Carmel Cafe to keep going and going and going. So we are going to have interviews and things like that for people who are interested in being in the Carmel Cafe.
So great job. You just added critical thinking to your equation as well. So you're hitting all 3 C's. Awesome job.
Thank you. Thank you. Wait, where's the clicker? Did I put the clicker down somewhere? Maybe it's the wrong one. Oh, never mind. Thank you. I forgot my little clicker. I'm so sorry.
Great job, Carmel Cafe. Next up is the Smart Kid. This company is centered around students, inspired by the need for better studying resources. The Smart Kid has come up with an efficient way to study. The goal of this company is to give other students a way to propel each other towards success in the classroom. Now please welcome the Smart Kid.
Hi, I'm Matt.
I'm Matt as well.
And I'm not Matt, I'm Tessa.
And we're the Smart Kid.
In elementary school, you're taught the basics, your ABCs, your 1, 2, 3s, but you're not taught a crucial skill, which is studying. And then the problem is you go to high school and your teachers just assume you know how to study. This is why students rely on other students to succeed.
Since we didn't know how to study in grade school, we relied on each other to fill out study guides and learn the material the way it made sense to us, because sometimes the teachers didn't always do it that way. And then we went to high school, and the same thing happened. So we wanted to create the Smart Kid. The Smart Kid's an easy website for students to be able to upload study guides that they've made so other students in that class can view it. Now this can go to every single class in the school, because we want to make sure that students are prepared for their tests in a way that makes sense to them.
So our goal is to make this as personalized as possible to whatever school we're using at the time. So let's say we go to Carmel Catholic and Dr. Bonham likes our idea and he wants part of it. So what we would do is Carmel would get the service for free. We'd integrate it into the system, into his curriculum, into the school's curriculum, and we'd personalize it so it fit in with that school's website. So every student, every parent would feel right at home when they went to the website and they clicked on this database that they can use for their students to use. At the same time, after that, the students would be the ones who actually made the decision to make a purchase. So they'd go home to their parents if they liked the idea, and they'd have two different payment options. One, which we think will be most popular, would be the 99-cent a month plan. So students can pay, and we think that'll be the most popular because school's only in session for 8-9 months of the year. At a school like this, though, as we all know, a lot of us take summer academic courses. There's a summer curriculum. So a yearly option might be beneficial to some students, and we do have one of those, which is $11.50, one-time payment for the year.
Now, our idea for our service is to have a website. So in this slide, we have a series of pictures of how we want our website to be formatted. So first you would click on, select your grade, then you would select your course, select your level, and then lastly, there's going to be a drop box for you to upload your picture so that students can look at your study guides to study for their tests, if it's Bio AP or English, UCP, whatever it is.
And what differentiates our service from any other of these services is that ours is truly personalized to your school. So I'm in Mr. Halloran's history class right now. If I go online and I look up Chapter 5 Honors History Study Guide, there's going to be tens of thousands of results, and they're not going to help me pass Mr. Halloran's class. They don't know how he writes his test, but I do. And I can help Matt Duffy pass that test because I know how he's going to write the test if he's in the class a year after me. So it's truly personalized to how your students are going to be learning because it's based off of the area that they're studying on in their class with that teacher.
The bottom line is we want our students to succeed. We want them to be able to go to school and be prepared for the test that they have to take so that they're confident in knowing that they will get the grade that they really want to get. We think that the Smart Kid has the opportunity to do just that. And not only will it connect other students to each other, but it'll help them study. So we want everyone to excel in all aspects. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, the Smart Kid. You all did great. The next group to present tonight is SOS, which stands for Stay on Sheets. Stay on Sheets focuses on changing the betting game. Throughout this year, we have had the privilege of being in the same class as SOS, watching them go through the same process as we did last year. It was exciting to see the company grow and develop from their first shareback to the MVP. SOS has come such a far way since our first class, and we have enjoyed helping them progress as a company and individuals. Now please welcome Stay on Sheets.
Hello, we are
SOS.
Hi, I'm Samantha Case, and I'm a junior.
Hi, I'm Kyle Conway, and I'm a junior as well.
I'm Eileen Tarsha, and I'm a junior.
I'm Bailey Williamson. I'm also a junior.
Hi, I'm Bridget Hull, and I'm a sophomore. All right, so we're going to start off with a story here. So imagine that you're a college parent, and it's the first day on campus. You're experiencing a lot of different emotions right now. You're excited because your child is starting a new journey in their life, but you're also a little bit nervous and overwhelmed because you're taking in so much new information. The last thing you want to be worrying about at this time is if the sheets you bought fit your child's bed. All right, so rewind a few months. When your child decided to go to their college, they probably got a packing list that looks something like this. This is clearly very overwhelming. So you head over to Bed Bath & Beyond and start trying to check off the things on this list. You get to the bed sheets aisle, and you start getting really stressed out because you remember there was a tiny little note that said exactly the size that you needed to get for the bed sheets. You're really worried because you don't want to get the wrong size and end up having them not fit the bed. But then you see a sign for SOS, and it tells you that the regular size sheet fit any twin bed, no matter how long or how wide. You throw SOS sheets into your cart and leave feeling relieved. Oops. Okay, so a few months later, you're dropping off your child at college, and you feel confident that they have everything they need and that the sheets you bought will fit their bed.
So we've come up with the solution to fix all of your bedding problems. Our company is called SOS, which stands for Stay On Sheets. We have come up with a unique solution with a drawstring. All you have to do is put the sheet on the bed, tuck in the corners, and pull the string. It's just that simple.
So, unlike our competition, zipper sheets and drawstring sheets, our product does not require you to lift or flip your mattress. The customer simply has to tuck in the corners and pull to tighten. SOS focuses on keeping your sheets snug and secure without the hassle of application and waste of time.
Our product is unique because of its drawstring design and that it incorporates for the fitted sheet. Our product focuses on keeping your sheet snug and secure throughout the night without the hassle of application. All you have to do is put the corner under each, tuck the sheet under each corner of the mattress, and then pull the drawstring to fasten and smooth out the sheet. We actually have a prototype with us tonight that we're going to demonstrate.
Okay, so the MVP model that we chose is a prototype model. We chose this model because we have an actual tangible product opposed to a service or an app or something like that. So we have a prototype here to show you just so that you can see how it actually works.
Okay, so just put the sheet over the mattress like normal, and then once it's on an actual mattress, you're gonna have to tuck this under, but then the drawstring's on the side, so it's not on like the end, so it's easy access, and then you just pull the strings apart like she's doing, and it will tighten the sheet. That way you don't have the problem like the video where it just keeps coming off. Plus, there's like extra fabric on the bottom, so you can just keep pulling the drawstring to tighten it, and that way it will fit those weird college-sized mattresses.
And also, obviously this is a prototype, so it's not perfect. There's still some flaws that we're working out, but just so you can see the general idea of how it works.
So in order to build our customer relationships and promote our product, we have created an official SOS website. On our website, our revenue will stream from advertisements and pre-orders. Furthermore, there will be a section on our website where we will receive feedback from our customers so that they can interact with our company's vision and help us to perfect our product. So we're gonna go over the website real quick. Right on the home page, if you scroll down, we have our mission and vision statements because we want our customers to know how passionate we are about our company and how we want to go about it. And then on our product page, you can see that we have our regular size sheets at $45 and our large sheets at $55. And starting out, we're gonna have 4 different colors: white, gray, pink, and blue. In the future, we hope to expand to more colors, but we thought this was a good starting point. And then if you click on one of the sheets, there's a short description, and it tells you that the large sheets fit the king and queen size mattresses, while the regular sheets fit the twin and full. And we also have a disclaimer on there that our sheets are not meant for young children or infants because there is a drawstring. We also have a page on our website for why SOS. Because we feel it's important for our customers to know why we are unique and why they should choose us over any other brand. We also have our services, so what our company does. Right now on our website, we hope to open it to pre-orders, and we'll have delivery and online shopping. And in the future, we want to get into stores where we can sell our product. And finally, on our website, we have a page where customers can give us feedback, like I was mentioning before, and so that they'll be able to interact with our company's vision, and that way, in the future, we can perfect our product and make it just how our customers like it.
Our customer segment includes the parents of college students and the elderly, though our early adopters will be parents of incoming freshmen. After personal interviews and data collections, we found that many students buy new sheets before going into college, but end up frustrated because standard sheets don't fit the majority of college mattresses, which tend to be irregularly sized. Furthermore, feedback from the elderly revealed that they struggle with applying their sheets because it is difficult for them to continuously bend down to fit the sheet over all 4 corners. Our total addressable market encompasses the United States population. Out of all 327.2 million of us, about 16 million are college students. These college students are a serviceable addressable market, but we need to start smaller. Our serviceable obtainable market is found at 3 of the biggest universities in the United States. The combined number of students enrolled at Texas A&M University, University of Central Florida, and Ohio State University is about 200,000 students. Using these students as our estimated total number of customers, at a frequency of 1 purchase each and our average unit price of $45, SOS predicts a rough $8,834,400 as our SAM revenue.
So for our MVP, we've decided to create a small-scale prototype, and within doing so, we have come across excellent reviews. Sorry about that. Some stating, I would definitely buy that, I could see myself using this, and that's such a great idea. But of course, with every company, we have come across problems that we would like to fix later on through our process.
Okay, so since our MVP, we've changed some things about our product. So our original prototype, we had it where the drawstring came out at one end of the bed. So we wanted to change this design because we found that this was flawed because most beds have a headboard and a footboard on either side. So in order to tighten the drawstring, you would have to lift up the mattress, which is exactly the kind of hassle that we're trying to avoid with our product. So as you can see in our new prototype, we changed it so that the drawstring now comes out on the front so that it's easier to access. The other thing that we changed was that we decided to actually sell a pillowcase with our mattress. And the idea behind this was that we were going to use the pillowcase as our packaging. So this is a sustainable alternative to conventional packaging such as paper or plastic, and it will add more value to our product.
Okay, so a little bit about our revenue. So as we stated earlier, there are two main types of sheets. The regular sheet, which would fit the twin and the full, which would be priced at about $45, and the large sheet, which would fit the queen and the king, which would be priced at $55. We've estimated the amount of sheets we would sell in the first month to be about 20 regular size sheets and 4 large sheets, and over the course of the 12 months, ending with about 120 regular sheets sold and 20 large sheets. We've also estimated the amount of growth we would have between year 1 and year 3. We have estimated 100% growth in our regular sheets and 75% growth in our large sheets.
These simple graphs illustrate the mix of our startup costs and our year one expenses. As you can see, the majority of our startup costs are administrative and inventory. Establishing ourselves as an LLC, legal fees, launching our website, and purchasing the materials needed to make our product compose about 90% of our startup costs. Our year one expenses are primarily selling and administrative, as credit card processing, shipping fees, and storing our product compose the majority of those expenses. Furthermore, during the first year, we will spend money on marketing costs such as Facebook advertising and reaching out to partner with colleges.
These graphs are an overview of what Sam and Eileen just mentioned and project our financial profile over the next 3 years. So from year 1 to year 2, we expect our gross profit to increase by $8,271, and from year 2 to year 3, we expect it to increase by $25,524.
So right now, we are asking for about $2,000 to start our company. $750 of that would go to starting the LLC. $150 would go to have consulting with a patent attorney, and $200 of that would go to getting marketing for our website. The rest of it would also go to the marketing campaign. In an ideal situation, we would want around $10,000 just so we could get a 10-year patent that would sustain for over a long period of time.
Where is SOS headed? In the near future, we will be filing for a patent. After consulting the United States Patent and Trademark Office, we now plan on filing for an electronic patent using EFS Web in order to avoid the $400 non-electronic filing fee. Besides obtaining a patent, SOS plans on reaching out to a multitude of colleges across the United States, as shown on the map there, in order to fulfill our serviceable, addressable market. Lastly, our future plans involve expanding our manufacturing. We decided to utilize domestic manufacturing because of the reduced costs, ability to communicate with our team, and the ability to oversee our facilities.
Thank you so much for your time. Do you have any questions?
Real quick, I'm going to hand out packets that we have for you guys.
Good job. Speaking of the manufacturing and the inventory, what can you tell us about the startup inventory of where this product will be made and how many you need to start the inventory with?
Well, what we're hoping is we've already searched and we found a few manufacturers in China and other countries selling just flat cotton sheets for pretty cheap, pretty reasonable prices. and we're going to start off with purchasing how many ever we need to start our company, and we're making a really good profit margin on the sheets and the material that we're going to be purchasing. So with the manufacturing, we're probably going to be looking more towards other countries, but further down in the line, we want to start manufacturing in the United States.
So I have a question too, but first I just want to say this is a great idea, and I love your acronym for your company. The questions that I have surround pricing, and I'm just curious how you determined your pricing. Is it premium relative to the products that you think people might cross-shop, and how did you determine what that premium value is?
So we did a series of interviews with different customers, or different people who we project to be customers, and our feedback was roughly around $40 is the average price that they would spend for a sheet. And we wanted to just boost it up a little bit because we want our company to start off strong and get a large gross profit at the beginning. And then if we need to decrease the price of the sheets later, it's easier to decrease the price than to increase the price. So we could do that in the future.
So I also love the idea, and I've put sheets on college beds quite a few times. This would have been a lifesaver, so great idea. I wonder how you're going to drive people to your website to buy the product. What are you going to do to get people there so they become aware of your product? You mentioned 3 big colleges, but how will you get to the people so they know to get to your website?
Yeah, so we're gonna, oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
We want to contact the colleges, so that's what we hope to do next, and then get them to advertise us on one of those lists that Bridget mentioned at the beginning or in their bookstore. And then from that, they can look up SOS so that they can, because they'll be like, oh, that's a great idea. I want to buy that sheet for my son or daughter. And then they'll look up our website. Otherwise, we will put the money towards an additional fee of market relevance. So when you look up sheets, it'll come up further.
Yeah, so another detail about that was, as we mentioned, a lot of colleges will be sending out the packing list. And so through our partnership with the colleges, we're hoping that they'll put specifically SOS sheets onto their college. So that will get our word out there and hopefully spread.
And something else we were looking into was maybe doing Facebook ads or Instagram ads, so that would just come up and people would maybe just see it and check it out from there.
Okay, I also, when I saw it originally, I thought it was a very brilliant idea. Young entrepreneurs today get too hung up on technological advances and ways to make money, and this country's done quite well with goods and services, so you've got a great potential here. So much so that you could actually upsell this with other lines to car covers, furniture covers. I know I'd love a stay-on shirt with a pull drawstring. If you could make one of those for me, that'd be great.
We'll get on that.
Be careful about the laws behind trademark and patent. I'll let the lawyers speak of that, but it's treacherous waters, and it can get very costly, and you could end up going down a path that isn't so good. Also, you should investigate, if you really believe, and I believe, that the focus is on universities, your first stop should be at the NCAA and get a licensing agreement with them, and then make them, as much as all the moms and dads here have spent so much on their high school education, if they're going to Ohio State, every single thing in their wardrobe will be red and white, including their sheets. So make sure that, and then whether it's branded with the school is irrelevant, but you want that NCAA blessing as well. Good job.
So, and I'm not a patent attorney, but obviously, you probably do have some, I play one on TV. You may have some patent issues in the fact that you've disclosed the invention to a number of people now that have not signed non-disclosure agreements. So, obviously speak to a patent attorney, do the patent search to see what's out there. There are similar items on, the grill covers come like this right now. So, if it's patentable, great. If not, it doesn't mean you can't move forward with it. One of the questions I had was, during your presentation, you mentioned the mission and vision statement of the company and why SOS, and you said how important that was, but we never really got a answer as to what is the vision and mission statement, and then with immediately going to manufacture in China, I wonder how that plays with your vision and mission statement.
Is that a question or a statement? Okay.
Bringing up the manufacturing in China, we're just starting off with our company, and we would like to see some growth and profit. But I said, like, down the line, we would love, and our goal is to have it manufactured in America. That's where we want it to be manufactured. But starting out where we are, and especially right now, we've just been looking into places and other manufacturers in like China, other countries, and yeah. And then our mission statement. Do you want to, for vision and mission, to kind of go into detail about that?
Okay, so our vision is basically just to get our sheets to college students and make their lives easier, and to make sure sheets are secure throughout the entire night and stay snug and are like smooth and look nice and appealing. And why SOS is because our sheet is unique. I mean, how many people have seen a fitted sheet with a drawstring in it before? So I think that's something that definitely makes us stand out.
Hey, you guys, great idea. I'm going to tell you a really quick story. So I went to school with a guy at Kellogg, and he decided he was going to sell coat hangers. And every professor at Kellogg tried to talk him out of it. And what I'll tell you is he had a passion for the product, and he's going to do almost $100 million this year. So I think you guys have a great idea here. Just some ideas that I'd throw out at you. You just saw a 10-second video. So before you go off and spend a ton of money on advertising and media, I think you can put together a really quick set of viral, funny videos, quirky, off a cell phone, and not pay the likes of the Jerry Foxes of the world looking for drawstring shirts. So I'd make that recommendation. The second thing, another addressable market for you is bunk beds. For any of you that have ever put a fitted sheet on a bunk bed will know it's treasured. You know, it's life-defying. So there's definitely a market there for that group. And then I thought Jerry's idea as well, I would be branding these sheets. I would make them tailored to every college, you know, and put that brand logo on it, because that'll make it very relevant. Because your idea, it's simplistic in nature and it's going to be easy to replicate. You have to find a way to differentiate. And you're going to differentiate in the way you market it, in the way, like if you can tie it to a cause. Make that SOS mean something so that people are buying it for that cause. And then through that branding and marketing efforts, I really think you guys could make something out of this. So great job.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
This is forward, this is back.
Okay, I've got it.
Fantastic job, SOS. Now, our next group to present is Infuso. Infuso is a coffee company looking to make your search for coffee fast and easy. This group of juniors has worked incredibly hard throughout this year to perfect their company's concept and take steps towards making it a reality. Please welcome Infuso.
Hello, my name is John.
My name is Nolan,
And I am Vincent.
and we are Infuso.
So, before I tell you what Infuso is, we need to tell you why Infuso. So, picture this. You had a long day at work, and you're just tired. You want to go to bed. So that's what you do. You wake up in the morning, and your alarm clock's going off. You think, 5 more minutes wouldn't hurt, right? Well, those 5 minutes pass, and then 5 more minutes, and so on and so forth. Next thing you know, you're running almost an hour late. You rush out of your bed to complete your morning routine, and then you rush to the car to try to beat the traffic. You get to work, and you're barely on time. You start to feel tired, sluggish, drowsy even. So you make your way towards the lounge because you realize you forgot your morning coffee. You get there, there's no coffee made, it's all gone. The Keurig machine doesn't have any coffee available, so you walk back to your desk, upset, but mostly upset with yourself because you missed your daily coffee because you decided to sleep a little bit. You wish that there was a more efficient way to get coffee and there was more abundant coffee. So that's where we come in. We're Infuso, and whether this picture is you, or you can relate to it, or you can relate to the story, or it's your coworkers, or your employees, or even yourself, we're coffee made by you, for you. So the problem was obtaining coffee in isolated areas, such as your workplace. So when you go to work, it's kind of hard to make your way, when you're late, to go to Starbucks or go to Dunkin', and even when you get to work, there's always the chance that there might not be coffee there for you. So we are the solution for that. We kind of came in, and we want to make sure that people are getting their coffee to give them the kickstart of the day and making sure that they stay focused during work.
Now, what is Infuso? Infuso is an industrial coffee machine integrated with touchscreen technology to help our customers get their coffee at the touch of their fingertips. Our coffee is created with water, coffee, and tea concentrate to help preserve the ingredients of our coffee.
So we didn't talk about our total addressable market. And now this would be mainly office workspaces because when we were going through all the interviews, we realized that more adults were more likely to use this, and the punishment for being late to work is a lot more harsh than the punishment for being late to school. So with this, we also went through all the interviews, and we realized that adults tend to like plain dark coffee with little to no additives. So this would benefit us because it would require less money to put into the machine, and it would get us more instant feedback because adults go to work every day. Students can miss.
Some social media marketing that we have for our company is known as, some are Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook. Snapchat and Instagram are more related to our younger audience, where Facebook is more related to our older audience. But we have created a website that will hopefully bridge the gap between the two groups. That website is created that will help guide our customers through detailed pictures and descriptions of what our product and company will look like. Some competitors we have are big brand coffee chains such as Starbucks and Dunkin'. But with Infuso, we're trying to eliminate the need of stopping or possibly being late to work just for that cup of coffee. But we can't forget about our biggest competitors, Keurig. Keurig is one of our biggest competitors because they are already trying to fulfill that need that is out there.
Okay, so before I diverge into the revenue model, first I wanted to highlight the incentivization with Infuso. So with Infuso, we ideally want to give 10 to 20% of the profits to the company or place where we're going to place the machine. And this, in turn, will allow the company or place to benefit from our machine and give them a better reason to incorporate it. And then in terms of the revenue model, with Infuso, we're going to go with a transaction-based revenue model for a couple of reasons. First off, it allows for a one-to-one connection between the consumer and the machine, which allows for zero discrepancy between customer service and discrepancy with that. And secondly, it allows us to project a linear projection for our sales over the course of months and then over the course of years. So with a product like this, obviously it's a creative product, but it's obviously going to be somewhat expensive. So we actually reached out to a regional coffee vending machine company called Canteen, and they gave us some insight about how much a machine like this would cost. So we ended up coming to the conclusion that a machine like Infuso would cost around $7,000 and then around $2,000 for supplies on the year. So while this is expensive, the main thing we see with this is the potential market, the potential for this machine, and we feel like that can offset the expensive cost. So this is kind of our projected revenue for the first couple years. So with coffee and tea, we're going to be selling coffee for $3 and then tea for $3.50. And we did this because we feel like most people see tea as more of an exquisite drink, while coffee is more common, so we wanted to keep that price a little bit lower. And over the course of the first year, our projected revenue for coffee was around $8,700, while for tea, it was around $8,200. So for the first year, we're projected to at least reach around $17,000, which offsets that $9,000 of the machine and the supplies. And then ideally, we would want to grow in the next coming years, so we estimated 100% growth, which is just another machine, and so on. So to just kind of sum it up, we have our business model canvas here. So like Johnny mentioned earlier, the problem that we identified was finding coffee in these isolated environments, people going out of their way to get coffee, and the solution is obviously Infuso. The key metric we came up with was obviously the amount of sales, but the return rate. We feel like the return rate is really important to us as a company because we don't want people to see this product as a gimmick. We don't want people to go and use it once and then never come back. We want people to continually get coffee from this product and hopefully become part of their new morning routine. And then our unique value proposition, the thing we really want to push with this product is the customization aspect. We want people to kind of drive away from the Keurig and become more invested with this because it allows for individuals to cater it to what they want. And then our customer relationships, we're obviously going to be really pushing our product through our website and customer segments, busy individuals, people on the run, and especially those employees. So let's revisit that hypothetical we talked about at the beginning. So you get back from work tired, you go to bed. You wake up in the morning, you're still tired. 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Soon you realize you're half an hour late to work, you're scrambling to get ready. You rush to work and you realize you forgot that morning cup of coffee once again. What do? As soon as you're walking through your lounge, you see that this new Infuso machine was recently delivered. So you go up to the machine and decide, hey, I'll give it a try. You go up to the touchscreen, select an Americano for that extra espresso and that extra push, and you get your drink and you drink it and you're really satisfied with it and you get that needed energy and that positive effect that you need for the rest of your day, combating that negative effect that you had at the beginning. And with that, we are Infuso. Thank you.
Way to go, Infuso. The next group up is TrueTutor. TrueTutor is a unique mentoring system for middle school students. They're looking to help middle schoolers form bonds with their soon-to-be classmates and help them be more prepared for what is to come as they enter into their next level of education. Now please help me in welcoming TrueTutor.
unsure, timid,
anxious,
restless,
fearful, apprehensive,
stressed, frightened,
strained,
scared,
nervous,
apprehensive, unsure, uneasy. These are just a handful of emotions that every freshman feels while entering high school. High school is a new and intimidating environment full of new social groups, new teachers, and a heavier workload. No parent wants their child to feel this way. This is why we've created True Tutor as a service to provide middle schoolers with not just a high school tutor, but a role model. Hi, I'm Allie Hyduke.
I'm Scotty Vrablik.
I'm Katie Schroff.
I'm Alex Merkel.
And we are
True Tutor.
The mission of True Tutor is simple. To be an online service that provides qualified high school tutors for middle schoolers looking to ease or expand their knowledge. Our tutors will be qualified in various subjects, skills, and sports dependent on what the middle schooler may need.
Through True Tutor, our goal is to ease the high school transition, helping students both academically and emotionally. 9 out of 10 parents said that they would use this product for their child. And out of 300 students interviewed, 92% of students said that they wish they would have had a tutor their freshman year.
As we've created True Tutor, we have composed a business model canvas. Here is our most updated BMC, highlighting features that we will be covering in today's presentation, like our competition, our marketing plan, our finances, and our revenue stream.
Due to the need for tutoring in all levels of education, we did find that we have competitors in areas of competition. One of our main competitors includes Kumon. Kumon is an educational network that tutors students in mathematics or reading. Kumon tutors students with paid professionals, which is extremely different than True Tutor. Our other competitors include online tutoring websites, private paid professionals, Care.com, and programs already instituted in schools. True Tutor is extremely different. True Tutor likes to highlight the fact that we use high schoolers for our tutors. We believe high schoolers are the most new, freshly tutors who tutor the students. High schoolers also can tutor students in all subjects. Kumon only tutors students in mathematics and reading. True Tutor, with the help of tutors, tutors students in all subjects that they are able to. True Tutor is also very different in the aspect of our inexpensive costs. A paid professional can cost on an average $100 per session. True Tutor is extremely inexpensive compared to all of these competitors. True Tutor is not only helping students academically, but also provides a role model who can help with the transition into high school and who can also help students with any social problems. As we work with our customers, we are targeting our early adopters, who we believe to be the parents. Parents are the ones who are always looking out for their children, especially academically. Parents are the ones who are going to be purchasing our service. Along with that, we are also going to be targeting schools. We want schools implementing our program in their schools and recommending our service to all students enrolled in those schools and all parents who are attending those schools. Along with both of those, we are also going to be targeting middle schoolers. When middle schoolers take a passionate lead in their education, parents are more likely to be spending money on our service. We are currently starting off with our service accessible market, which we believe to be as Carmel. We are starting with Carmel and all the feeder schools that lead into Carmel. As we grow, we want to branch out into other high schools in the area, including Mundelein and Libertyville, and all the feeder schools for those high schools. We have been reaching out to both high schoolers and parents, and we have received a lot of positive feedback. We have many high schoolers who are already committed to being tutors for True Tutor, and many parents who are already interested in purchasing our service for the benefit of their children.
For customer acquisition, as Katie kind of mentioned, we're already starting to work with the feeder schools of Carmel Catholic. We're going to be presenting at these PTA meetings, hoping to build relationships with these feeder schools. We're hoping to build relationships with them, and through that, with the middle school families and students. After that, we're going to be working on going towards the middle schools of other big high schools, such as Mundelein or Libertyville or Lake Zurich, so that when a parent is choosing a tutor for their child, they can choose a tutor that is going to the high school that they plan on attending.
As for tutor acquisition, we already have a large amount of tutors going to be working with us through Carmel Catholic High School, but we're also working on expanding our tutor pool for other high schools. One way that we are doing this is through our flyers. We're doing free advertising and putting up flyers in libraries, coffee shops, churches, anywhere we can think of, trying to get the word out about True Tutor. Another way we are doing this is through our social media network.
We have also created an up and running website that will serve as a hub to connect tutors and middle schoolers. Right now we have the domain name of yourtruetutor.com. Right now we just have the bare bones of our website that include an information page, a tutor request form, a tutor application page, a pricing page, and a contact page. But we're looking to advance our features in the near future.
Our pricing model follows a traditional 3-tier pricing system where we have 3 packages. Our first package is billed at just $25, and this is a non-recurring one-time payment. This package gives parents access to 1 hour of tutoring that they may use at their discretion. Our second package is a recurring monthly subscription of $80 per month, and this provides families with 4 one-hour tutoring sessions within that month, which we market as 1 per week. Compared to our first package, this would save families $20 per month. And our third subscription model is billed annually at $999. We call this our unlimited package, and the $999 comes with 65 one-hour sessions, and families with this package can add every additional session for only $15, saving them an additional $10 per session from our $25 model. So those 3 packages make up our revenue stream, and our cost structure is broken down into 2 components. Our first one is payroll and PayPal fees. In terms of our payroll, we are paying our tutors a generous $14 per hour. This is significantly higher than the state minimum wage of $8.25, and therefore that incentivizes tutors to work for us, since their work schedule will be a little less consistent than if they worked a traditional minimum wage job. Additionally, we have to factor in PayPal's fees that they take off of every purchase. This is a fixed percentage of a little under 3%, which would equate from anywhere between $1 and $30 depending on the cost of the package. The second component is our back-end work. Within the coming weeks, we intend to file for an LLC title, and this will cost a little less than $500. Additionally, we are already paying the rate of $183 per year for our website and domain name. And as we continue making additional adjustments and upgrades, this amount will nearly double. And additionally, we want to begin the process of customer acquisition and marketing. And the amount that we spend on this is going to be dependent on the capital that we have available.
Going off of what Scotty said about our cost structure, here's a couple of our revenue forecasts. In our first month of launch, we plan to make $330 with 10 one-time users and 1 monthly subscriber. Then in our 6th month, we plan to make $1,400 with 35 one-time users and 7 new monthly subscribers. In our 12th month, we plan to make about $2,000 with 50 one-time users and 10 new monthly subscribers. And then our 1-year revenue total is about $11,890 with a little over $9,000 off of our one-time purchases and $2,640 off of our monthly subscribers. With that, we have a revenue total after paying our tutors of $6,248 with a 70% retention rate of our monthly subscribers.
As we head into summer, we want to continue working with True Tutor. We are going to do this by marketing to the parents, by continuing building our relationships with them, and increasing the number of loyal parents we have to True Tutor. This leads us into connections with schools. We are going to continue working with schools. We are already in contact with many PTA groups from middle schools around the area, and we are going to continue going to them, talking to them, presenting our idea, and building that relationship.
Additionally, we are going to continue the tutor acquisition process throughout the summer, and this includes acquiring tutors from both Carmel Catholic High School and external high schools throughout the area that will allow us to begin our service full swing come the 2019 to 20 school year. Additionally, we are going to be completing back-end work, again, to make our company runnable at the beginning of the school year. And this includes filing for an LLC, as I mentioned, making upgrades and enhancements to our website, and we're also going to be changing the structure of ownership after pitch night. So the 3 co-owners of True Tutor will be myself, Katie Schroff, and Henry Jickjaws, who is in the audience and representing a different company this evening.
Along with that, in our projected revenue stream, we are asking for $3,000 with 15% of equity.
$1,000 from this amount will go towards enhancing our website and filing for the LLC. The other $2,000 will go directly towards marketing and customer acquisition to allow True Tutor to get off the ground and become a profitable company.
Thank you for your time. We'll now open the floor up to any questions you may have.
Good job. So my question is about the role model part. I understand the tutoring part, the delivery is school support for the subject matter, but talk to us a little bit about how the True Tutor delivers the role model part.
So obviously, all four of us have all had our hardships going into high school, and along with tutoring and helping children academically, there are also many problems with like socially going into high school, and it's a big, big transition, including like heavier workload, like different like style of teaching towards students. And we thought as a group that like if like the incoming middle schoolers were to know that going into high school, that they would perform better from the very start. And so just along with that, we just think that a role model, like helping them academically and socially, would be beneficial towards them.
So I want to pay a couple of compliments first because I really like this idea. I think it's terrific, and it's the kind of idea that can only come from your peer group. You know, you guys know the problem. And there is definitely, we all have gone through what you're describing in the video, which I also thought was really good. I think there are some additional opportunities that you guys could address with this. I think that some kind of co-marketing with the school here, with Carmel, because this will tend to benefit them as well very much, right? Because the more students that you serve as tutors, the more likely those parents are to consider this school as an option for them too. So I would consider that. I also think that you can sell possibly to some of the students that you want to secure as tutors, especially students that might be interested in teaching as a career or have thought about some kind of mentoring, you know, as part of what they do. So my question is really around kind of how will you select, screen, and maintain quality among the tutors that you have in your business?
Sure. So the first qualification that we have from our tutors is they have to have a weighted grade point average of 3.75 out of 4.0, and that ensures that they know what they're teaching and that they're also academically suitable to work for a program such as True Tutor. In addition to the GPA requirement, we also ask that the teacher in which the area they're teaching, so for example, a math tutor would have to get a recommendation from a math teacher that basically just states that the math teacher believes that they have the ability to teach certain subject matters such as algebra, geometry, etc. at a middle school level, and that they as a teacher believe that they would be a sufficient addition to True Tutor. So we do that every year for the tutors that are interested in working with us, so that allows us to feel rest assured that we only have the best tutors working with us between the letter of recommendation and the GPA requirement.
So I want to add my kudos as well. I think it's a great idea, and also awesome that you guys got that domain name acquired. That's really great. And I wanted to ask you, I think you've got a great plan for starting here in your own backyard, you know, with teachers and parents that you know and school that you know. Have you thought about how this could become scalable, even beyond just Mundelein? How could this become something that, you know, goes across the state of Illinois or goes broadly across the Midwest and so on?
Yeah, well, so we obviously starting with Carmel just because that's our school and they obviously are helping us, especially with Incubator class. But we are actually hoping to more closely, like in time-wise, to grow to Mundelein and Libertyville because we think that growing can obviously get us to their level and get us to their branch out to them. And I believe that we are looking forward to advancing into obviously like Illinois and then like further advancing to other schools around the area in the Midwest, and that's what I think we hope for. Yeah.
Yeah, and for sure, and to add on to that, something that we're looking to do, of course, is to start right here at Carmel, since that's where all of us attend. And then as we get positive feedback from the Carmel community, we're going to then expand out to other local high schools, as Alex mentioned, Lake Zurich, Mundelein, Libertyville, et cetera. And then as we continue getting positive feedback from that, we're going to continue to grow to where we get to that statewide, Midwest, and maybe even national field. So we're really just starting, adjusting our business as necessary as we receive feedback to make sure that we are absolutely foolproof when we officially launch, so to speak, to the Midwest and broader regions.
Piggybacking off of that, a way that we're planning on doing that is through our social media. We're having a Facebook, we have our website that's up and running, and with the money that we could be getting from this, we are planning to, right now we're just doing free advertising like flyers and such in social media. We're hoping that with some money that we can do some more paid advertising to get our name out there so that people not so much in the Mundelein area will know what True Tutor is.
Great. I think you guys have great ideas, and just I would encourage you to think about how you can make this not quite so hands-on later down the line. It has to be now because you need to prove out the model, but you'd have to have a pretty big staff if people were going to be going door to door to door to door to every single high school in the state. You know what I mean? So maybe thinking about how you can get a presence that's more, online, or your website becomes a selling tool as well. So just be thinking about how to make it scalable.
I got to be honest with you, I'm very impressed because I remember sitting in on the initial pitch. There were a lot of elements to building a business format that you were missing, and now you've answered those questions. You've presented a financial format, you presented a domain and a reach perspective. So just a couple of really words of advice, not so many questions. These should be pop sockets, just saying. Just saying those should be pop sockets. Okay, now all of you know that today's future is what Principal Huther said, that it's a combination of collaborative education going forward. Well, that's going to be very intuitive to the future of development in the educational world. So you're seeing now high schools like Carmel offering college credits, and now what you're getting to is a level where middle schoolers will want high school credits. So having aligned themselves with a tutor will be very beneficial. You may want to consider some kind of incentivization on the front end, because again, you're asking for money, and in exchange for that money, you have no real data to prove this out. So maybe 1, 2, 3 sessions for free to try it out, let them learn and fall in love with it. Because I'm in total agreement with Andy. The point of difference here is to truly developing a role model experience along with the tutor experience.
The question I guess I have around pricing is I still think you guys are underpricing yourself. And we talked about that before because I know what we pay for our 4th grader for math tutoring, and it's not at Kumon, but it's at, from a math teacher that does stuff. And you're still, even at $25 an hour, you're well over half of what a normal tutor is going to charge, anywhere in the $60 to $80 range. So I guess, how did you come up with the 25? And what kind of research did you do based on what other people are charging? And I would disagree with this. I wouldn't give anybody a free session because at $25 an hour, they're either going to like you or not, and you're way underpriced is what I'm thinking.
Sure, so to address the financial model, we came up with $25 an hour, obviously just to be able to release in terms of to release our business. So we start low, and then as we make adjustments and receive feedback and adjust accordingly, then we would plan on increasing our pricing, our average pricing. But then also what we were really thinking is that $25 an hour really opens up kind of a new socioeconomic demographic for those that can afford tutoring, since as a student that has had his fair share of tutors throughout the years, as you very well know, they are very expensive. So, and then a lot of families are not able to afford the $80, $100, even more than $100 per hour fee. So with True Tutor, with something that's $25 an hour or slightly less depending on the package, that really opens it up to a significantly broader market of families that would be able to afford our service. since obviously they want, or families want to do everything they can for their child, but then when there is a hefty price tag that comes with a lot of considerations and circumstances that might prevent them from pursuing tutoring.
And that's a great answer. Just remember, it's really hard to raise prices once they're set at this point. It's a lot easier to lower them down, but I like the answer. Thank you.
Hey guys, great idea. When I look at this idea, I'm trying to figure out how do you differentiate, right, versus those competitors. And just think about this. When you find a tutor, you're not only looking for the skill sets, you're looking for a personality match. All people learn differently. And so how can you add to your profile versus just looking at a GPA and skills? How do you add to, it's kind of match.com, that allows you to start to align the right tutor to the right individual, because that's what parents are thinking about when they're trying to pick the tutor for their kid. You know, I have 4 kids, they all have completely different styles of learning, and so I'm trying to find the right individual for that person. And then over time, I think you can put in kind of an Angie's List kind of model where you assess and rank, and that way, you know, the cream of the crop kind of lends itself to the top. So that's what I'd offer up as an idea to differentiate. I don't know if you guys have thought about that component.
Yeah, so I think one of our advanced features that we're looking to add onto our website is like an algorithm that will pair tutors and middle schoolers based on like study skills, time, like where they want to meet, like how they study. I know a lot of people like studying like handwriting, or like a lot of people like Quizlets or like technology based. So I think that's like a main feature we're gonna want to add to our website once we get the funding and get the like people to help us.
Yeah, you got it. There's a great tool called Spotfire. I think that could come to that analysis.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you. And to add on to what Allie said, something that we already do have, like she said, one of the advanced features we want to add is an algorithm of sorts. But what we're doing right now for our tutor request form for parents to fill out, there's already a section on there that asks them or asks their children to fill out questions about their learning habits, how they prefer to learn, if they prefer to be lectured, or if they prefer kind of like activity-based learning. So that's something that they're already filling out. And then something that tutors are already filling out on the tutor request form is how they are able to teach, what tools they're comfortable using, if they're comfortable lecturing and teaching for an hour, or if they want to initiate Quizlets and proctor Quizlet activities, etc. So that's something that we already have. That right now what we're doing with that is hand selecting, so kind of finding the matches. And then as Allie said, we want to add on an algorithm. So as we continue to scale, that is something that could be done for us in terms of a high percentage match, so to speak.
Good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oops, sorry. Need the clicker?
Thank you, True Tutor. You guys did great. Our last presentation is Inspire Labs. Inspire Labs is a company working to bring innovation and collaboration into one space. They are centered around students and aimed towards helping them better adjust to college life. The quote that keeps them going is, "Behind a great innovator is a great innovation network." Please help me welcome Inspire Labs.
Hello, we are Inspire Labs, and my name's Henry Jekchaz.
I'm Robert Fitzpatrick.
I'm Megan Ford.
And I'm Zach Young. I want you all to imagine for a second the worst possible scenario.
A world without innovation. This would be a dreary, stagnant place where nothing gets done and nothing changes. Doesn't quite sound like a world you would want to live in, does it?
Now imagine this. Your child wants to get into an extremely prestigious university, but they need one more thing on their college resume in order to get in. Maybe some real life experience with professional equipment at their high school is exactly what they need in order to get into the school of their dreams.
Innovation is what brings purpose, improvement, and even leads to more satisfaction in our lives. So, why not incorporate innovation where it matters the most in our lives? Our high schools, specifically our very own Carmel Catholic High School. We believe it's essential that motivated high school students have the opportunity to flourish intellectually and to create. Furthermore, as a college preparatory high school, Carmel Catholic should be equipped with facilities that do just that and also prepare these high school students for the college environment. With the Inspire Lab, these things come about through collaboration, inspiration, and innovation. But how? Inspire Lab is a lab that we designed that encourages collaboration across all departments of the school and also provides a means for students to plan, design, and create real solutions and models that solve problems that they may encounter in their daily lives, as well as problems that are associated with a certain curriculum. The solutions that these students create would be grounded in science, technology, engineering, and math, as well as be combined with a more business and entrepreneurial aspect, or even an aspect of social sciences such as history at this school. So as you can see, the Inspire Lab would enhance and complete a Carmel Catholic education.
Throughout the year, we've worked on our BMC, or Business Model Canvas. This canvas has helped us show many different things throughout our business, such as the problem we are trying to solve, the solution that we're going to do to get it, and certain ways which we have problems in our way, and how we're going to plan on fixing them. For example, as we've grown throughout a business, our BMC has changed and developed. Our BMC has developed from, is this a tangible idea with an innovation lab, to does Carmel need one, and now it's where will we find space for it. This BMC has helped us throughout our process make it easier to work through this, spin a progress report, and helped us stay motivated throughout this whole ordeal.
Lucky for us, there are multiple locations throughout our high school that we believe are suitable for an innovation lab. For us, there are three main things that we believe we need. One is floor space, one is wall space, and the other one is accessibility to places where people can charge their computers. We believe that floor space will be extremely important so that people can move their chairs and tables throughout the entire room, so that they could all work together, or they could work in smaller groups, so that they can work however they want and however it fits their ideas. Secondly, we believe wall space is extremely important because we want to cover the walls in whiteboards. This would allow the students the ability to write their ideas out, and this helps a lot of students let their ideas flow more easily. Also, we believe that we want to include inspirational and innovation-related quotes on the walls in order to inspire and let the juices flow in the students' brains so they can get everything done that they need to and get their idea to happen. Finally, it's extremely important that we have multiple charging locations in our room. This is because all the work we get done at Carmel is done on our laptops. If we don't have it, then you're not going to be able to do well that day. So being able to charge it and get everything done on it will be extremely useful. Also, we're hoping it's in a central location because this will allow the students to get a better Wi-Fi connection and it won't slow down their progress at all.
So here we have some of the costs that we do know of right now. As of now, we do not have a space in the school where we are going to put our innovation lab. So renovation costs are not up there, but we do have a rough estimate of the things that we know we will need. So if you look at the list, you may see some things that seem kind of inappropriate for a learning environment or in a high school. Studies have shown that things like slime and other fidgets help students to open their mind and relax and help just people in general work on innovation and such. So there also, if you look at this list, there are some more costly things like a 3D printer and a laser cutter. These are two things that we believe are essential to have in our lab because they prepare students for college and the real world. On the topic of costs, we would like to touch on where we are going to get our money from. So with the help of our mentor, Mrs. Raplin, the College of Lake County and Grace Lake, and some extensive research that we have done ourselves, we have came to the conclusion that we need to find a donor for our lab. Earlier this year, my team and I visited the College of Lake County Innovation Lab in Grace Lake, and they were sponsored by Baxter or funded by Baxter. Baxter and AbbVie are two large companies that we could look into being a donor, and they would be a great fit because they know the importance of innovation, they have innovation labs of their own, and they also have funded for some in the past. This is why in the future, after we get our feet off the ground, we would like to find a donor like one of these companies for our lab.
What is our future? As Inspire Labs, we are currently talking with Carmel Catholic on what's the right space for us, but also the school in general. Since it's not focused about us, we're about the community. We'd also like to see how we can positively impact students in their lives. Now, whether it's 100 students or just one, we want to find a way how to positively impact someone's life because Carmel has helped us out in so many ways. So whether it's giving someone a job experience for the future, giving them the right tools to get into college, or just simply letting them express themselves creatively, we want to give them all the opportunities that's available so they can better themselves down the future and with their lives. Now finally, we'd like to thank our mentor, Ms. Raplian, the Sharks for coming today, all the parents for doing everything you guys do for us, and Ms. Lindgren and her team for putting such an incredible night and amazing class together for us.
Thank you.
Great job, Inspire Labs. Sadly, that is the last of our presentations this evening. Now our Sharks will have time to deliberate on which of the three groups competing for the prize will win. Everyone did an amazing job this evening, and we are so proud of you. As we wait for the final decision, another one of our second-year Incubator students is going to share his story on how this program has impacted him. Please welcome Danny Norton.
How you guys doing? I hope you're all enjoying the night so far. I'm Danny Norton, a senior here at Carmel Catholic High School, and I'm my second year of the Business Incubator program. Although I may not be pitching tonight like last year, I still get my time to shine. I'm here tonight to express the importance of classes like Business Incubator and the impact that they have on a student's future success. One of the aspects that makes Carmel as a whole great is the reputation that it carries. The business courses here follow this good name and stature. There aren't many high schools in Illinois, let alone the nation, that allow their students to get a leg up on the competition by gaining experience in business. These courses expose the students to a variety of scenarios and problems. As you have seen so far here tonight with the student pitches, how far these kids have come, creating their own model business. Some of these students feared presenting in front of a class, let alone an entire cafeteria full of people. But the exposure to scenarios like this that make them uncomfortable will pay off in the long run, especially college. Now, college is one of, if not the main reason for parents sending their sons and daughters to Carmel. The trust that parents instill into the school to have their kids pushed in preparation for college is unrivaled. Now, business was always a point of interest for me. Whether it's football, basketball, martial arts, Latin, math, or acting, the business field has always seemed like the longest and most arduous grind of them all. There's something about having the world chase after you, chomping at the bit to get their hands on your cash, that has drawn me towards the desire of entering this type of market. I love a little bit of competition, and when I came to Carmel and saw the variety of business courses that they provide, I instantly wanted to take as many as I could. I would be lying if I said that this wasn't one of my brightest ideas, considering what came out of it. Next year, I'm going to attend Marquette University's business school. The going tuition for Marquette is $59,000 a year. But thanks to Carmel, courses like Business Incubator and good old-fashioned hard work, I will only be paying around $19,000 per year. It's interesting how life turns out, considering that I've always believed that sports were my ticket to college. I couldn't believe that the money that was rewarded me because $40,000 a year is no pocket cash. To some, maybe, but not most. So I decided to find out where most of these numbers come from. When I visited Marquette, I had the opportunity to speak to a representative on why I was given that amount of money. I was told that the main reason was because of my participation in National Business Honor Society and a number of business courses I took at Carmel, among other aspects regarding my grades and classes. Classes like Business Incubator and Accelerator were the majority part of the consideration for my money rewarded. Now, the reason I'm here tonight telling you this story, it wasn't a way of me to show off or express how awesome I am. The reason I'm here tonight giving this speech is to illustrate to all the parents, possible donors, and investors on what really comes out of these programs. The sophomores and juniors here tonight don't realize it yet, but taking this class and classes alike will have a massive benefit for the future college plans. I'm just an average Joe student who wanted to push myself, but the rewards that come from this are abundant. I didn't compete for any awards or special scholarship competitions. Anyone can do what I did. There is no magic formula. And I hope everyone here tonight realizes truly how much comes from this school. Thank you very much.
The Sharks will be back in about 2 minutes with their decision. If you could all please take your seats, the Sharks are going to deliver their decision and feedback for the groups. Thank you. I don't think anyone heard me.
Do you want to say it one more time?
Oh, they have a microphone. They're okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you all again for coming, and thank you to all the groups to present it. I wanted to say something about the groups that were just in presentation mode. School pool, great idea, great presentation, very courageous to go after the rideshare market. I think those of us with high school age kids or even younger would be interested in a school pool for students by students. The Smart Kid, as far as student guides, that's a great idea. Having the information be iterative over time so the guides get better and better. So good luck with that idea, thank you. And in FUSO, very complex to go after the beverage market. It's very competitive, but it's also very profitable. All of us need to drink all day, every day. And so keep up with that idea. There's a promise there for Infuso. Thank you, 3 groups.
So from this point, we're going to each talk a little bit about each of the 3 finalists, and I'm going to talk about Carmel Cafe. And just, first of all, we do want to say, and I know everybody up here is feeling the same way, that this was tough to make any kind of decision on any of this, because all 3 were very, very good. And it's clear that they put in a tremendous amount of work this year. So congratulations to all 3. But about Carmel Cafe, I wanted to say a couple of things. First of all, I think they have a true differentiable advantage in terms of convenience at the school. And I think it will be easy to get sample and initial trial, and then, as long as the product is good, repeat purchase. I love giving the idea of giving the profits back to students. I think that's another really saleable, really cool idea. And they made a really polished, very good pitch, and I thought they had a great description of their goals and objectives, which helps very much when you're doing the pitch to sell what it is that you want to do, of course, right? Have that clarity. So congratulations. We'll talk more when we're all done about what we awarded.
Forgive me, I'm sorry. I forgot to say something about Inspire Labs. Thank you as well. That was beautiful branding. I remember the logo, the rocket, beautiful colors. Every school and every company in America, if not the world, should have an innovation lab. So Carmel High School should have an Inspire Lab. Thank you.
I wanted to again congratulate all the teams for creativity, for being very thorough, and for your passion behind your ideas. That is more than half of the battle, is to be passionate about what you're doing. So kudos to all of you. So I just wanted to say a few more things related to stay on sheets. I did mention that I put sheets on dorm beds numerous times myself, and I really do think this is an incredibly clever idea. You're probably, the fact that you're targeting parents who are trying like crazy to make sure their kids are going to have a successful start to their college career is extremely smart. So focusing on parents, but then making a product that kids are going to want to like as well. So, color options, the suggestion of branding it with the schools that you're targeting, I think is really, really good as well. So I think you've got a clear value proposition, a differentiating point. I don't think you need to worry too much about your pricing, because the people who are going to make this purchase are not going to be price shopping. They're going to buy this because of the convenience and, again, the confidence that they can give their kid going to college. So great job.
In total agreement, want to certainly tip my hat to the 4 groups that came up to inspire us all. They all have credibility, they have legs, and more importantly, they have passion. Just for the Infuso group, there is a product entering the marketplace. This is for the adults. My company has been working on it. It's a collaboration with Keurig. It is a take-at-home cocktail machine called DrinkWorks, where you just put in your pot, press it down, and out comes a cocktail. So that's for the adults, not for the kids. Okay? I'd also like to talk about SOS. When I first met them, originally I thought it was a brilliant idea because product marketing is the backbone of American business. I think they have an opportunity to truly upsell it. I think they really need to spend some more time on product development around the drawstring. It's easy to say a drawstring, and many products have it. But if somebody a long time ago invented this crazy product called Velcro, and I think they're doing just fine right now. So the trick to product development in a market that's already saturated with product is to come up with a unique and different way to actually make it put together. And then finally, I'd like to just tell them, and this goes to all groups, not just SOS, brand building is as important as product building. You can have the greatest product in the world, but if it isn't a product that resonates with today's consumers, you will have a difficult time. So equal investment should be made into brand development as well as product development. But great job by all. Thank you.
So I guess I get to start off with True Tutor, and I think it's a great idea. It fills a niche that is out there right now. Most tutors, and I've got experience with having kids that have had tutors, are either older or sometimes parents are trying to do it. And I know as a parent, the last thing my kid wants me to do is try and tutor them. And some kids just don't do well being tutored by an older person. But a high school kid tutoring a 5th, 6th, 7th grader, I think it's a great idea. I think though, besides the tutoring, there'll be a lot of other positive aspects from that. And I think it's also a very sustainable model going forward once you get this thing rolling is to expanding to schools, and I think the model can easily work and fly.
So also representing True Tutor, when you're sitting up here as an investor, you're not only looking for a good idea, you're looking for a group that's really passionate about the topic that they're presenting. And I really felt like that team showed the poise and that confidence in their product. And so that just carries into, you're willing to invest because you're not only investing in the product, you're investing in the people. And so, I really felt like that team showed up well. You also want to feel good about the cause. And, True Tutor is really serving a need in our society. Improving the outcomes for our students to move along their education. And so that makes you feel good. I felt like when they pushed back on the price, because we live in a capitalistic mindset, it's not always about making money, right? Sometimes it's like you can do good for society, and at the same time you're doing good, you can do well in making money, and how much is making enough? And so I really felt like the challenge that the team had, right? They're sticking to their core values, saying, listen, this isn't just about making money. So I really I appreciated the challenge back in that regard. I felt like they showed up well. So we as Sharks, we put our heads together, we looked across all these attributes, and we've announced that the winner of this year's Incubator is True Tutor.
Congratulations, True Tutor. Thank you all for coming out to support the Incubator program tonight. We hope you all had a great time and will join us again next year. Please drive home safely.